Alanna.
Walker, what types of challenges does this Tampa Bay Rays lineup present that perhaps you did not see with the Braves or with the Padres?
I think probably more their approach than anything. Obviously, they're going to kind of move guys around and, more of a manufacturing team as opposed to a pure slugging team, I guess, like Atlanta may be. So I think the other thing is you never really know exactly what lineup you're going to get. It's not a consistent every single day, 6, 7, 8 guys that play every day. So just kind of trying to figure out what you think they may do against you and work off of that.
When a team changes its approach based on its lineup and the complexity or the complexion of theirs, do you as a pitcher change yours, or do you just stick within your own strengths?
No, I mean, you're obviously going to, do your diligence on certain hitters and all that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you've got to kind of do what you're good at. And I think we've found a good mix of that. So, it's about keeping guys off base and that's about it.
You mentioned doing what you guys are good at. In terms of when you guys were down 3-1, what has impressed you the most about what you guys have done since that time?
Just the calmness of our clubhouse. I think there wasn't much panic or anything like that. So that's not tough to do when you're one bad game away from going home and we were able to do that for 3 games and then come out last night and play well and establish ourselves in this series.
Thank you.
Jackharris.
Hey, Walker, when you've talked about learning from failure, how hard was that for you to figure out how to do? Was there something or someone who helped you learn how to take those moments and grow from them?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, my 3 years at Vanderbilt, I think there's a lot of failure and a lot of manufactured failure or making things tough on yourself so that the normal stuff kind of sounds easier. And, I think that's a big part of it. And I think just kind of maturing a little bit as a person has for sure helped with that. And, understanding more that you can bounce back or you're not always going to be successful and learning from it instead of letting it kind of consume you.
Are a lot of guys on this team the same way, taking some of the, the team-wide postseason disappointments you guys have had and using those as things to kind of grow from too?
Yeah, I mean, I think playing in our third World Series in 4 years, obviously I wasn't part of the first one, but, it was pretty good evidence of that. Obviously, losing 2 World Series and then continually playing well throughout the season, getting here, being prepared. Last year we ran into a really, really good team that was playing really well and ended up winning the whole thing. So, luckily this year we kind of put it together, battled our way and got here again. So, obviously, hopefully we've learned from the past and can change the outcome this year.
Thank you.
David Vassegh.
Walker, a lot of pitchers pitch an entire career and don't get the opportunity to pitch in the World Series. You're going to be able to do this for the second time in 3 years. Are you conscious of that? And are you aware of the fact that nothing's really guaranteed?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you feel lucky and blessed kind of to be in these positions, but at the end of the day, this is kind of the expectation of this culture. And if you're going to be a part of that and be successful in it, you have to kind of take that as it comes with you. So, yeah, I think definitely I feel fortunate to have been in an organization and on a team that can put us in these positions, but that's also kind of what we expect of ourselves. So I think it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there.
Hey, Walker. It looked like the cutter went away for a little bit, replaced by more curves or some walks. Was that game plan, or was it all just the blister and you're feeling good now and ready to go on that front?
Yeah, I think it was probably more the blister than anything. There's certain grips and things that they can put some pressure on it different ways. And also just, I think kind of the lack of having, fastball command can lead to some differences in the way that you approach guys or approach different counts. So, threw a few more cutters in the last couple games, so feeling better that way.
Alden Gonzalez.
Hey, Walker, just wanted to follow up on something you mentioned earlier. How is it that you went about manufacturing failure when you were at Vanderbilt?
Coach Corbin there, obviously, is one of the better coaches at any level in the country, and just put you in tough positions and lets you fail and lets you learn from it. And not every inning starts clean and things like that. We did a lot of different things. It just made it tougher on you, and then you kind of grow out of that.
So mostly like in sim game environments then?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot that kind of goes into it. A lot of stuff that we did there that just teaches you how to kind of try and navigate some of that stuff.
Got it. Thanks, man.
Pedro.
Hey, Walker, on the topic of calmness, when you said after game 6 that you had never felt that calm in a baseball game, did you mean that was the calmest you had felt, or that you had never been calm while pitching, including that game? I wasn't sure.
I felt very calm in that moment.
What precipitated that? In past, like you said, when you've been manufacturing failure, you have not been calmness has not been your thing. What changed? I guess what like when you look back on it, why did that happen?
I had bases loaded with not many guys out against the Atlanta Braves in the playoffs before. I don't know. I think there's a confidence element to it, and I can't explain it. I didn't feel any sort of anxiety or panic like you may usually. And, I've had a runner on third with 1 out in games before and felt that. It's something that kind of comes in waves, but, that one I felt good.
Okay, thanks.
Scott Miller.
Hey, Walker, I know we're just one game deep into this World Series, but compared to the 2018 when you were there, in the midst of the pandemic, you guys played all year with no fans. Finally, there are some fans here, but it's not like 50,000 in Dodger Stadium or at Fenway Park. I'm just wondering, what does this feel like a World Series so far to you? And overall, generally, what does it feel like? However you go.
It feels like a World Series.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, somebody's going to win 4 of these 7 games and hold up a trophy that says they're the best team in the world. And I don't think anyone in the seats, not in the seats, I don't think that changes that.
The dugouts certainly seem intense. I mean, from the playoffs to now, are you feeling the fans now that they're here?
I mean, you hear them. There's a little bit more noise and kind of the white noise, and being out in the bullpen and things, you'll hear guys yell stuff. But we're worried about the guys inside of our dugout and our clubhouse, and I think we've done a good job of trying to create our own energy in that way. So we'll keep that up.
Thanks, Walker.
Bill Plunkett.
Yeah, Walker, put yourself in the Rays' shoes. How difficult is this Dodgers lineup to pitch to, particularly with the plate discipline that seems to be a universal trait?
Yeah, it's a tough lineup. Luckily at the moment I don't have to worry about facing them, but we just have a lot of talented, disciplined, selfless hitters that work counts so that they can get their A swings off. And when guys are super talented and is locked in, I think as some of our guys are, I think it's just tough to make that pitch to get somebody off their A swing. And, we did a good job last night of scoring without getting a lot of hits. It's just a kind of a trait of ours. I think it allows us to be a little bit more consistent and kind of avoid these big lulls. So, it's a hats off to them and all the coaching and all the players as well.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take one more from evangrant.
Hey, Walker, I wanted to play a little bit off of what Pedro asked you before. You touched a little bit about some of the situations at Vanderbilt that helped you. Beyond recruiting really good players and what you described, What is it about that Vandy program that really seems to portend success for big league pitchers?
I think a lot of it mirrors our organization here, and that you get good players in here and you develop them well. Try and develop them as humans as well as players, and kind of create a culture inside of a clubhouse. I think those are kind of the pillars of successful teams. And, I just think you have a high floor that way. You get good players to start, and if they buy in a little bit, they're going to be even better. If they buy in a lot, you're going to be great. So, I think that's what we've done here, and certainly what we did when I was there.
Thank you.